Greetings from the Silicon Prairie Center in the heart of America's heartland. Today I bring you the year-end update for the Silicon Prairie Center and talk a little bit about what we've done in 2019, and I'm going to talk about what we want to do in 2020. The Silicon Prairie Center is a unique entrepreneur live-work community where we're very much focused on helping companies innovate very efficiently. We want to help the founders be able to build their companies, hit the milestone on as little capital as possible. We're particularly looking in the future to bring companies from some higher cost areas where they may be paying thousands of dollars a month for their residences, thousands of dollars a month for their office and innovation space, to a place where they can do those same things at a small fraction of the cost. We have a very cost-effective, very efficient network of vendors who can provide many of the same services you get in these areas at, again, a small fraction of the cost. Ultimately, what we want to do is help companies hit more milestones on less capital, and subsequently the founders be subject to less dilution. So again, our motto is stay lean, stay in control, and that's very much what we're focused on trying to do for the people who innovate here. So again, we have a three building complex here where we have residences in one building, offices in another building, and then innovation space in a third building. These buildings are all within a block of each other. So the people who innovate here, they don't need to get in a car, commute to work for basic shopping, etc. Everything's within walking distance, and they're living amongst other entrepreneurs and like-minded people with similar objectives, sharing ideas and information on how to innovate efficiently. And we also have, within here, the companies we're incubating. In addition to them, we have two market access firms that have deep understanding of international markets and how to launch products. So these are a resource for the companies that are innovating here. So our model is very much do what we can here at the Silicon Prairie Center and with the network of local vendors that we have here. And what we don't have the expertise for here locally is to partner with firms in other innovation hubs such as Silicon Valley and work closely with what we are often referred to as the Silicon Prairie, Silicon Valley hybrid model. And the first company that we're incubating here is a company called Progressive Neuro that very much leverages that model, where we tap into the expertise in the Silicon Valley area to develop the devices for the company. The company was founded on the principles of capturing as much of the clot that causes the stroke in one pass as much as possible, without requiring multiple attempts. We're also designed with the objective of minimizing the vessel wall trauma while doing so, and minimizing the risk of emboli escaping distal. That company has been built on a small amount of capital, and we have 4 devices which we've completed benchtop testing on. We have done the preclinical testing on some of the devices, and in 2020 we'll look to do more testing and work towards first in man for those devices. The devices are different than other things on the market now. Primarily in this space, companies either suck out clot or they remove it by putting a stent on a wire into the clot, deploying the stent into the clot, and dragging it out, which oftentimes requires multiple attempts to get the clot out successfully. We're working on alternative approaches to those two mainstream approaches. The second company that we're incubating here at the Silicon Prairie Center is a company called Assistive Technology Solutions, which provides advanced mobility solutions. In particular, the first product that we're launching here, you can see it here over my left shoulder, is the Crutch Caddy, which is a crutch management tool which helps to store the crutches safely next to the patient where they need them. Next will be a cane caddy. These were invented from a gentleman from Australia, and we're selling them here in the United States. And building on that, we're working on a mobility tracking solution which will capture data on patients' mobility so they can alert caregivers if the patients aren't moving around. or if they don't start moving until significantly later in the day than usual, or there's significant abnormalities and differences in the movement between one day to the next. So professional caregiving organizations can prioritize when they go and see patients if one patient may potentially have more need than another. And so family members and relatives, so if it's your mother, your father, your grandma and grandpa, you can get an alert on your phone. If they're not moving around by 10 a.m., hey, grandma's not moving around, it's 10 a.m., maybe you should stop in and take a look at her. Or at the end of the day, you get a report and, hey, grandma didn't move around a lot today. Maybe she's caught a cold or something. I should probably pop in and check on her. So these are the kinds of things that we're looking to do with assistive technology solutions. As I mentioned, here at the Silicon Prairie Center, we also manage 2 market access firms. These are firms that help healthcare companies get into international markets, and one of the other firm helps companies get in here into the U.S. market. So these firms reside here. They're a resource actually for these incubated companies. As people go to lunch and brainstorm and spend time together, you can share information and brainstorm and help each other. And the first firm among the market access firm is very much focused on getting into international markets. The highest priority one, or the one that most of the clients are looking to get into, is Japan. And we also work with other Asia and Latin America. And then we partner with firms that help us in China, India, and Europe. The second market access firm is focused on helping companies get access to the U.S. market. So with innovation, creativity and innovation go hand in hand. And in thinking about how can we stimulate creativity, we thought it'd be great to have a creative project in the Silicon Prairie Center. And for that, we've decided to do an independent film. And we've been working towards that film for some time now. We're hopefully days away from shooting the establishing shots, weather permitting. If we get the beautiful snow that we're expecting any day now, we'll shoot some of the establishing shots for that. We started the casting process, and we hope to be filming that film here in the next few months. And I think that will hopefully, having some of those people coming in and out of the Silicon Prairie Center, will be hopefully a stimulation of creativity and creative thinking for the companies that are innovating here. On the production side, we filmed in 2019 a couple of the episodes of the Silicon Prairie Center interview series, and we will be filming more in 2020. And as we edit those films, or as we edit those episodes, we plan to release them once we've had 5 or 6 episodes. And the topics are really 2 areas. One being innovation related, particularly innovating in a capital efficient way, and the other U.S.-Japan relations, which is a personal passion of mine. And on the note of U.S.-Japan relations, several of the people that are involved in the businesses here, myself and the founders of some of the other companies here, are very passionate about a nonprofit, U.S.-Japan MedTech Frontiers. And we work to help support that organization. We do some of the web design and things here with our network, and help to organize the annual events. So what started a few years ago as a couple events in Japan has now grown to what's called MedTech Week Japan. The 2019 MedTech Week Japan was just last month in the beginning of November, and it's our most successful to date. It also included, in addition to lots of panel discussions and presentations and things in multiple locations, it included a pitch event, and was very much geared towards entrepreneurs. And for the first time, we actually had a medical device trade mission to Japan. We had more than 20 companies participate in this, including one of the Silicon Prairie Center incubated companies, Progressive Neuro. I know that Progressive Neuro found this to be very, very useful, and I've heard that many of the other companies did as well. So we're very proud of this work that several of us associated and affiliated with the Silicon Prairie Center are involved with. So that's kind of where we are at the end of 2019. Now turning to 2020. In 2020, we want to really actively engage with bringing new companies to the Silicon Prairie Center. We welcome founders and inventors, entrepreneurs that are very interested in this capital efficient model, with doing as much as you can in a very efficient way, and living, working in the same complex as other entrepreneurs, we're starting to look at other companies that we could bring to the Silicon Prairie Center and incubate here. We've talked to a couple companies from outside the United States, certainly companies from inside the United States. We're hoping to bring companies from the coast where right now the founders may be spending thousands of dollars a month on their own rent, on office space, etc., where they can reallocate that capital to actually product development and making things happen in our innovation space to hopefully build more value to the company, hit more milestones, raise the valuation, and subsequently have to suffer from less dilution when they go out and ultimately raise the larger rounds of capital. So that's something that we very much focused on in 2020. We'll also be filming the independent film I mentioned, and we'll be recording a lot more episodes of the Silicon Prairie Center interview series. We hope to, around mid-year or summer or so, get up to 5 or 6 episodes, and at that point in time start making those episodes available for viewing. And as we're at the end of the year here, I wanted to extend my very, very sincere gratitude for everybody who's helped getting the Silicon Prairie Center where it is today. Without the support of a lot of friends and colleagues in this industry and collaborators, we wouldn't have been able to do this. And I'm extremely grateful for everybody's support. We look forward to having a great update at the end of 2020 and a successful 2020. And again, thank you for listening and thank you for your support.